everyone, and welcome to our Q&A. Today, we thought we'd do something different, and we are going to learn a little bit about our lead attorney, Christine Ferraris. So, hello, Christine. How are you doing?
Hi, and Lizette.
So, you've recently ran with 11 team members from Timberline at the top of Mount Hood to the Oregon coast, finishing the Hood to Coast relay race in Seaside, Oregon, with your AFL sponsored team, the Bluebird Hustle. That's incredible. Can you tell us a little bit more about how you came to decide to do this challenging event?
Well, I've always been active since I was a kid, right? I was out climbing trees, and so when I was probably in primary school, I started to get involved in sports to channel some of that energy, and like, and I was able to perform pretty well, competing and so forth, and so I then became part of a team, and that just translated over into like schoolwork and stuff and the discipline and so forth. But I really had fun like competing and challenging myself and then doing it with others, people from all personalities, right? And learning how to work with others. And so I didn't really realize all that, of course, at the time. But and then the Head to Coast first came to me actually when I was in high school. So it was like the third running of it. And I was finishing up high school. I don't know if I was a junior or senior, and it was in 1983, I want to say, and in August. And my mom worked for this grocery store, Fred Meyer, and it was their administrative office, and it was like a corporate team, and they were like all like there. It was all like older men, 30s and 40s, and so they were like all my dads. And I ran on the team with them for the first time. And so I really didn't know what to expect. I was a high jumper and a hurdler. I played soccer. I played basketball. And it was like three different legs of like 3 to 6 miles, let's say. And so I had a blast. It was hard, but I just, it was so exciting. It was so different. And so I came around again. I met with a bunch of friends that because I ran track for the University of Colorado, and we decided to get together to say, hey, let's do something together. We used to compete together. Maybe we can do that Hood to Coast event. And I hadn't had experience with it as a young high school person. And then as a professional athlete, I ran for the Nike team in 1996. And so this was more recently, like in 2018, many years later, probably 20 years later. And we're all older, but we just did it for fun. And then, so this more recent team is all women, and we're all, mature runners, and we're still pretty competitive, and we like to get out and things, and like to challenge ourselves. So, I'm not competing like I did before, but we decided that, hey, let's set this as a goal, and we all decided last fall. We didn't know who was going to be on the team. 6 team members from my prior team decided they would commit to it. And then I was surprised how quickly we recruited 6 other women that are quite capable and really fast. And so it made it easy. I was the captain and the organizer because I had a previous experience, and I guess I'm the one that threw my hat in the ring essentially to go ahead and run. So that's how we pulled together. We decided that on the name Bluebird Hustle, which was our name, because Bluebird Day in Colorado is like a beautiful day. It's kind of like skiers and snowboarders use that term, like, hey, it's a Bluebird Day. And I kind of just worked with that, and then with it being runners and the hustle, so we came up with the Bluebird Hustle, and so we won our age group, which was exciting, and then we were 95th, I think, out of 1,200 teams. So
That is
yeah,
amazing.
it was hard. I have to say, it was a real challenge this year because the temperatures got up to like 105 degrees, which is really unusual for Portland, Oregon. And but then we finished at Seaside, so it was a lot cooler at the end, thankfully. But it's just like the memories and stuff afterwards. You kind of think about, wow, we did that, and sharing that as a team makes it all the more special.
Of course, that is amazing. You are really so inspiring, and yeah, I think running that kind of race takes a lot of grit and teamwork. Do you see any similarities between teamwork involved in such an event and working with those on the team at A Ferraris Law?
Interesting question. Yeah, it's just like, the challenges that we have at the office, as you know. It's just like, for example, like when we're running in the middle of the night, because this race took 25 hours over the course.
Whoa!
Yeah, so we were in two vans. I was in van two with six runners, and van one had six runners. And so, you're in the middle of the night and having to wake up, well, or not wake up or not go to sleep, let's say, because I didn't sleep.
Oh
And you're
dear.
going to get ready for the next runner that's coming in and, do your best. And so, we have challenges, where we didn't realize there's a deadline and we have to work really hard. A deadline's coming up and, somebody's sick or somebody has another personal challenge and just learning to help each other out. Same
Yeah.
thing. You just need that kind of trust and communication when you know that the going gets tough. We'll support each other in the same way. With any kind of teamwork. And that's the thing I really like about working in the kind of work that we're doing. It's hard and challenging, but when you're collaborating with others, it's real sense of fulfillment.
Yeah, that's awesome. Talking about that you inspire us. Well, you definitely inspire me. Um, you inspire me to want to do better, not only at my job, but in my personal life as well. And guys, I'm talking from experience. I've been working a while with Christine, and she's truly one of the most phenomenal women you will ever meet.
Oh,
So,
thank you.
no, really, like seriously. So, what inspires you the most in your career as a runner and also as an attorney?
So, like I mentioned, like facing challenges. I mean, I'm not a natural public speaker by way of example. So it's kind of scary going into a courtroom, right? And representing someone who's been cheated by deception or fraud, but feeling that I want to fight for that person, right? And so the emotions there and the want and motivation is there, but the nerves about, going into court, speaking in front of 12 jury persons, being in front of a judge, and all of that is terrifying in a lot of ways. But I've learned to accept and understand, how I want to communicate. So, like anything, those kinds of challenges. And I really like, teaching having, team members like yourself, learning new skills, and supporting that and learning about the interests. And so I know that I'm pretty persistent about things, about trying to get things right and figuring out why it didn't go right. So in meeting those challenges and then doing better, just getting better, facing every day with that in mind, that how can we do better? And um,
Yeah.
and then working with people who are like-minded, who want to do better. I acknowledge we all make mistakes and clients, nobody's perfect, right? Um, so, figuring things out and learning along the way and having success, obviously, when we actually help folks, find some sense of clarity or peace or um, redemption in some way because, they finally got someone to say sorry in different ways by um, paying them back for the economic loss that was caused and the harm that, that they incurred because of somebody acting unfairly, I guess is the best way to put it.
Yeah, yeah, that makes total sense. Um, so after such a big challenge like the race, or even like after big cases, um,
Mm,
and you mentioned, it's nerve-wracking to go into a courtroom and trying to defend people, but after everything,
yeah.
how do you like to recharge? How do you just
Oh,
like get your zen back? So,
yeah. Well, I mean, by way of example, like the Hood to Coast, it finishes at the coast. So you're at the seaside And so you're at the ocean. And so just being there and being in nature, like going for hikes and just, I think I've said it to you, Lizette, just get outside, for 10 minutes because it'll make a difference. Um, wherever that is for wherever I am. I just try to get outside. Sometimes it's a run, or sometimes it's just, getting outside for a walk or meeting somebody outside. But just getting out of wherever, if I'm sitting in somewhere or just being tired. I love the water and the ocean. I love hot springs, that kind of stuff. And then doing it with friends and family, it makes it that much more special. So I guess what I would say, good meal doesn't hurt. Campfire.
Yeah, definitely. That sounds definitely like something that would also help me relax and just find myself again. Being in nature, being with people who actually share the love you have for them with you, and just, recharging. I think
Yeah,
that's awesome.
yeah,
So thank you so much for sharing with us. We really appreciate it. And
my pleasure.
yeah, and thank you all for watching. Guys, if you'd like to see more behind the scenes moment with our team, please let us know and drop us a comment below, and then make sure to like, share, and subscribe to our channel if you find this video awesome. So yeah, have a great day.
Thank you,
All right,
Lizette.
it's a pleasure.